Okay, hi all. Very good afternoon. So let's start the session. Let me share the screen first. Yeah. Taking forward from the last class, guys. In the last class, we have seen what is data science, and here I explained you how the data science works. That is, I gave you three different definitions. One is the science which deals with data. Our science is data science is a process of extracting the knowledge from the data using the scientific methods. And the third one is data science is an interdisciplinary field, which includes programming knowledge, statistics, and domain expertise to extract the knowledge from the data. Okay. And so if you take it, what is artificial intelligence? I just explained you. What is artificial intelligence is nothing but it is it is a field of artificial, there is a field of artificial intelligence. Sorry, it is a field in which computer science, which is used to build the intelligent machines capable of performing the task where human intelligence is required. That is what we said it. And, John McCarthy is the one who coined this term in 1956. Now, why we are learning this now? Because we are learning this now because at that time there is a lack of data. There was there was no data at all. Okay. Now, this artificial intelligence can be implemented in three ways. One is machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI. And machine learning is a type of artificial intelligence that allows the machines to extract uh, intelligence from the data by itself without explicitly programmed. So as I told you, like, once you create a model, and that model will be capable enough to extract the knowledge from the data. Okay, and again, this was coined by Arthur Samuel and again Dartmouth conference in MIT 1959. Okay, and this was like about the machine learning. There is something called as deep learning. See, deep learning is again it is a field of artificial intelligence. No doubt about that. See, whatever the task which were supposed to be done by machine learning, some of the tasks were a bit complicated, so that cannot be done by the machine learning. So that was, the deep learning came into the picture to perform that task. Okay, the task which cannot be done by machine learning is done by the deep learning. Okay, now again, now this is very important from our course prospects. I will give you a broad, like a bit detailed information over here. See, if you take the deep learning, we can say it as it is a field of artificial intelligence and subset of machine learning. Okay, it is a field of artificial intelligence, and subset of machine learning, which is used to deal with the complex problems like okay, which is designed, I can say it as, which is designed to deal with the complex problems like computer vision and we can say it as NLP, which is designed to deal with complex problems like computer vision and NLP. Okay, NLP. Complex problems like computer vision, and I'm going to explain you what is computer vision, what is NLP. Okay, and it uses artificial neural network which is based on biological neural network, which is based on the biological neural network of human brain. Now, in simple terminology, guys, if you are coming across any time in the future, if you see deep learning, just remember the human brain. Because deep learning is completely based on the human brain. Okay, it's how the human brain works. It is based on that. It works over here. Now, what are these computer vision? See, computer vision is nothing but, we can say it as, you are making the system. You're making the system recognize the objects. Okay. Here, it focus on, it makes the computer vision is like you are making the system, majorly you are training the system which can focus on recognizing the objects. That is what is like you are providing the required, you are enabling the system so that it can recognize the objects. Then you can call it as computer vision. It's a field of artificial intelligence which focus on making system recognize objects. That is, in other words, you are giving vision to the computers. That's what the name is, computer vision. It is a field of artificial intelligence. It is a field of artificial intelligence which focus on making system recognize the objects. Okay, what is the object? It will recognize it. Now, for example, you have your mobile. Mobile has a feature called as face unlocking. How this happens? How your system will know your face? So when you are going to enable this feature, you are going to give your picture. When you are giving your picture, it will recognize the features in your face. It will extract the features from your face. And next time, it will compare the same features are there with you. And based on that, it will unlock. That is nothing but it is a part of computer vision. So you are making the system understand or making the system focus on recognizing the objects. Now, next one is natural language processing. See, what is this natural language processing? Again, it enables system or providing, you know, you are enabling the system to understand human language. So this field, what is this? Is nothing but you are making the system understand human language. Okay. It enables system to understand human language. The best example is Alexa, Siri, Google Assistants. Whatever you speak, these are the two things which your machine learning can't do it. This is a bit complicated stuff. So your machine learning can't do it. So the deep learning comes over there and deep learning does over it. Okay. And now the extension of NLP and computer vision is nothing but our generative AI. Now, here, one more important point I want to let you know. I was saying that, here, human brain. Now, how exactly the human brain works? See, if you see an human brain, okay? Now, human brain consists of, okay, billions of small cells called as neurons. There are billions and billions of small cells inside the human brain called as neurons. So if you take a neuron is like this, I'm just considering this. This is one neuron. Okay. This neuron, again, there is one more neuron. And there is one more neuron. And there is one more neuron. Okay, like this. This is neurons. And these neurons are interconnected. That means they all are interconnected over here from like this. I can make it as it is interconnected over. I'll just put it on over like this. They all are interconnected. Good. Now, this is my neuron 1, neuron 2, neuron 3, neuron 4. Okay, I will give it as N1, N2, N3, and N4. Like this, we will be having the neurons. Now, what happens is we are going to give an input to the neuron like this. An input we are giving to the neuron. Now, from where you will get the input? Now, the brain is, these neurons are in a brain. So, we will get the input from our senses. Let's take one of the senses is eyes. Okay, we are having eyes. Yeah. Now, eye has seen a person over here for the first time. You met a person for the first time. Now, when this eye observes this person, this input is given to the neuron. And this first neuron extract the first features from the person. Okay, first features means his features, like, features like eyes, nose, mouth, height, hair, everything. So maybe the first neuron is you're just seeing the face. Now the first neuron is extracting a first feature like eyes. Next, then it will process it and it will extract the eyes and it will give it to the next one. So it will recognize the eyes and whatever is there, it will give it to next one. This will process it and maybe it will go with the next feature like nose. And there will be a next feature will be extracted by the N3 over here. Maybe I will say it as hair. And this one extract the next one, maybe mouth. Like this. So this is actually a neurons are interconnected. So whenever these neurons you give the input, each neuron will take each and every feature and it will remember. Next time when you see the same guy, you are able to recognize him, right? You are able to recognize him because of these all neurons will be collectively working together. These all neurons will be collectively working together. That is how the neuron will be working. As they are in a connection with each other over here, we call them as neural network. Neural network. But it is in our brain, we also call it as biological neural network. Biological neural network. Okay. Now, if you take it, what happens in the deep learning? Deep learning will be doing the similar states. Okay. Now, deep learning, what it will do is like, it will have its own neurons. This is my first neuron. Okay. And let's take it. This is my, sorry. I'll keep it over here. This is my second neuron. This is my third neuron. Fourth neuron. And fifth. Like this, we will be having neurons. Now, 5 neurons are there. So the same thing happens. We are going to give the input to those neurons. Okay. Let's take it X1 and X2. Now, this neuron will extract the first level of features. Okay. Now, and then it will give out. This will extract the second level of features, third level of features, fourth level of features, and fifth level of features, like this. Okay, we will be having these are artificial neurons. They are not biological neurons. They are artificial neurons. And these artificial neurons, there is a special name is there that is called as perceptron. They call it as perceptron. Okay. Now, as of now, you can take it. Now, as these all are in a network, right? We call it as artificial neural network. Simple. We call this as artificial neural. This is biological, this is artificial. Okay. Now, this is the way your artificial neurons will be working. Now, again, this ANN has 2 versions of this. One is called as CNN. Next one is RNN. CNN is nothing but we used to deal with computer vision, making the system recognize the objects. This RNN is used to deal with NLP problem, natural language processing. We call it as natural language processing. This is what I was. So these problems are rectified with the help of CNN. And these problems are rectified with the help of RNN or LST. RNN or LST. So this is the way we are going to deal with our biological neural network and artificial. Okay, this is my artificial neural network. I can keep it over here like this. And this is my biological neural. Okay, this is how I will be. Now, coming down to the case of, deep neural network is, that is, deep learning is, so many people contributed into this. There were two major contributors. So many people were involved. So many people were involved in contributing into this. There were two people were very, very important. One was called as Frank Rosenberg. And this gentleman in again 1957, okay, 1957, same Dartmouth conference, he talked about a concept called as perceptron, which is nothing but artificial neuron. Okay, he talked about the perceptron, which is nothing but artificial neuron. Okay, now, and this was in 1957, but there was a very big problem in deep learning. What is that is, see, if you are giving the input, this neuron is taking the first features, second, third, fourth, fifth. But how they are extracting the information, how exactly they are extracting the information internally, we don't have an idea. How exactly it will work internally, we don't know. Okay, that was a big problem over there, because if at the last it was not able to recognize where we will go and solve the problem, we don't know. That was in 1957. Then so many people contributed to rectify that problem, but there was a gentleman, there is a gentleman called as Geoffrey Hinton. And this guy, Geoffrey Hinton, in 2006, he came up with a concept called as backpropagation, with the help of which, okay, because of this backpropagation only, the deep learning was really so popular right now. That is, from 2006, the deep learning got introduced with the concept called as backpropagation. And from that time, the deep learning was continuously, it was growing like anything. Okay, so this is about the quick information about the deep. But what is generative AI then? Altogether, what is generative AI? See, generative AI is quite different. Okay, now it's like this, guys. Now, if you take it, how to do it is, suppose you take a kid. Okay, let's take it, he is a kid. Maybe he is around 2 years or 3 years kid, 2 years kid. Now what you did it is, you shown him all the pictures of the animals. Okay, let's say you showed him the horse, you showed him the zebra, you showed him the donkey, or let's say it elephant, and you showed him the rabbit. These are the pictures you have showed to this children. And whenever you are showing him the pictures, you are clearly saying, this is horse, this is rabbit, sorry, zebra, this is rabbit, and this is elephant. Yeah, and you are showing the difference, everything. Now, tomorrow, if you show him a picture and say, without giving the name, you ask him, what is this picture? Then he will say, if he understood this one, he will very clearly say that this may be elephant or zebra, anything like that. Whatever related, it will say. This is how your deep learning model works. You understood? You are giving all the pictures to your model. Now, this is becoming a model now. Okay? And this model becomes intelligent with all the images. Okay? And when you ask some new image, what is this? It will tell us what is that image is all about. It will very clearly say us, this image is nothing but an elephant or horse or zebra or rabbit. That is how your deep learning and machine learning model works. Okay? Now, deep learning, it works in this way with the pictures. But what is generative AI means? This will be my model. Okay? This will be my model. What happens is, you are going to give it a very large volume of data. Very, very large volume. Okay? Very large volume of data. And this is, they take it from like internet, that is World Wide Web, complete data, whatever is there over the internet, it will bring it. Now, what you will do it is, once this model get trained, because you are dealing with very large volume of data, this is called as large language model. This is nothing but your LLM. And this LLM will be, as it is trained with data around over the internet, this will be having almost all the knowledge over the internet. And you ask a question over here, and it will give you an answer. Now, the difference is, it will generate the answers. It will generate the answers based on the knowledge it gained. It is not going to, now if you take it out, if you see here, I will take it this one. Here, I'm showing you. I will take it as Google. I'm going to go with Google. Now here I'm asking about Mars planet. Mars planet. Okay, what it will do it is, now forget about the first part. Look at over here. What it is doing, it is getting me the websites which is having the information. Okay. Here we are having the information. You go and read it over here. You can See this facts about Mars. Okay. Now, this is how the search engine works. It will go to the different websites and see that which one is having the details or the relevant information about the Mars planet. You know, this information will be, that website details will be shown to you over here. You have to go and search. And whatever information is relevant to you, you are going to take. Simple. But when you are dealing with something like ChatGPT, like this. This is a large language model. Try to understand this. This is nothing but large language model based on the large language. How it will work is, you ask about the same Mars planet. Just I said Mars planet. That's it. Now you see this, what it is. Now look at this. It is generating the information. This generating the content. It is not copied from any of these websites. It went through these websites. If whatever it is understood, it is trying to give you the details about that particular planet. This content is not from any particular website. It will generate it, regenerate it. Okay, it is not owned by any of the website. Okay, it is just like this is generated by our ChatGPT. So hope you are getting the difference. When you go with a search engine, it will search for the information and it will refer to the websites which one will provide that information. You go and search it and get the details over there. Whether you may get it or you may not get it, that is all related to the Mars planet. Now here, you can see this. Now in this, if you check it out, maybe if I go down, here you can see so many pages I got it. Okay, so many pages of information. Right? So many pages of information. But which one is having the perfect? It is not there. We don't know. We have to go through them. But in this case, it is not the case. It is going to go through the n number of pages, which was it already learned. And then it is giving us that information. Okay? That is the beauty of this ChatGPT, which is nothing but based on the generative AI. Okay, it can generate anything. If you ask a simple thing like, I want to see flying horse cartoon, like this. I'm giving it. I want it is generating it. Literally, it is generating. A lot of people are creating. Just wait, it is saying. It will creating that image now. And it will get you that image within no time. Okay? Now, I will show you this one once it is prepared and once it is shown. Okay. Now, let's get back to it. So now you got the idea what is the difference between your generative AI and deep learning. So if you want me to define generative AI, here I will put it on AI. Now it is type of artificial intelligence that focus on creating new content or generating new content. The term creating or generating, you can use new content. And here it is a subset of deep learning and reinforcement learning. It is a subset of deep learning and reinforcement. I already gave you a quick information about reinforcement, but I will tell you, not to worry. Now here, what are the things it can generate? It can generate outputs like, it can generate outputs like text generation. Text generation, image generation, audio generation, music generation, like this. Many more. Okay. So here it is, image generation. Okay. This is text generation. You can generate the audio also. If you give a particular person or any particular object audio continue like in decently good amount, it will learn the pitch and everything, and it will generate that particular audio. Definitely it will generate that particular audio. And if you are giving a music, let's say like you are giving a music, like you are giving a lot of songs, like maybe melody or any of them. If you are giving, and it will, you ask it to generate a new song, means it will do that. It will easily do that. So that is the beauty of this particular generative AI. Okay. Now, this is about the generative AI. And like this. Now, next is agentic AI. Now, okay, before going it, I will tell you reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is where model doesn't require data. Okay, model doesn't require data. So here, the model will learn from its own experience. Okay, model will learn from its own experience. Now, just take it a small example over here. Suppose some or other way you can take it. You woke up on an island and you are over here. This part, you woke up in this island. I don't know like how you got up, we don't know. And this is a completely, it is the water around you. Okay. Now, what you want to do it is, you don't know anything about this island and you woke up over here. First, you want to make yourself secure in this area. So you will make sure that there is no danger in this area. Then that is your base point you will make it. Then after comfortable over here, then you will get out of the comfort zone and you will explore the next area over here. Then this all you will feel that this is a secure zone. And after this, you will again, you go back to this place, extending over here. And here, suddenly you feel that there is a big valley over here. So you will restrict yourself from going over here. And after this point, you will feel that there is a mountain over here like this. Okay. Initially, it was very good. Then you explored it, you felt a mountain, and down there is a valley. Now you can't go into the valley. So your only option left out is get over the mountain. And you will get over the mountain, and slowly you feel that this area is safe for you. You shifted your base to here. How you are doing that? You are learning on your own. First, you started from here. You learned it that there is no problem. There is no problem. There is a problem. So you restricted yourself. And here also there is a problem is there. Then, but you felt that this is better. You can handle it rather than going deep down into this valley. So you will go over here and you shifted your base over here. Okay. Now, this is how you are learning. Now, again, this all area, you are well aware of that over a time. Then anything, anywhere you want to go over here, that is, you can go it without any problem. This area you never explored, you don't want to go there. You don't want to risk it until unless you will learn about that area. So this is how you learn from your own experience. The same way a model will be learning from its own experience. This process of learning from your own experience is called as reinforcement learning. Now, in this all cases, we talked about the machine learning, we talked about the deep learning, we talked about the generative AI. All these cases that it requires data, and data is provided by the human, and so it is human dependent. But when it comes to reinforcement learning, their data is not required. You are going to learn on your own. Okay, you are going to learn on your own, and you are going to, okay, the same thing there. The data is not, that is wrong. Again, then why we are not going with that? See, actually, we are not so expertised into that area. Now there is an OpenAI, DeepMind, all these are working on that. In that reinforcement, maybe in next 5 years or so, you will be having the models getting trained on their own experience. They don't require any of the data. They will experience and they will learn on their own. That is what happens. Okay, that's what the reinforcement learning. Simply, if you want to talk about reinforcement learning, just say that where the models are trained by itself based on its own experience. Okay, and in this case, the data is not. Now, what is agentic AI? See, if you want me to define what is agentic AI, see, I can say it as every time, and now before that, I want to say something. This generative AI, we talked about that a large volume of data we are going to give it. Okay. And in this training process, there is a large, very large data required, and very it will take a lot of time. It consumes a lot of time to get trained. And it is very, very expensive. Okay, very, very expensive. Now, understand this. Just try to understand this. If you are taking a very high-end NVIDIA system, which is having around 512 GB of RAM or above. Let's take it as 1024 GB of RAM. Okay. NVIDIA is a company. Their systems are very, very powerful. you're having this system. And now our RAM in our system RAM will be 16 GB or now 32 GB. 32 GB also it will consider as a high end. You can take it as 16 GB. Now, next one is if I am giving this large volume of data to this NVIDIA system to get trained. Try to understand this. To get trained this single system, at least it will take like 50 to 100 years. Yes, it will take such a long time. Usually, you know, I'm giving a bigger number. Usually, if you take it like 128 GB RAM, this 128 GB RAM, that will take approximately, one system will take like 355 years to complete this. Right. Now, I just increased it and I'm giving it because this is, you will be shocked. So that's why I gave this. Okay. Still, you can take it like 50 to 100 years it will take. So what these people did it is ChatGPT people or GPT-4 or what is that? GPT-4. So they connected all these systems together, lot of systems together, and they made it a very, very powerful system with petabytes of speed. And they gave this data. It took like nearly around 35 days to 60 days to train it. Again, it depends upon the so many other factors. So we can say 35 days to 60 days it took to train it. Okay. Now let's take it only 35 days. Let's remove this 60 days. Let's keep it with 30. That is, if you are starting today, the training program. Okay. Let's say today, you started on 1st of May, 2025. Now, this training program, instead of 35, I'll give it as only 30. Let's take 30. This will complete on 1st of June, 2025. Right? It will complete in 1st of June of 2020. So, it was initially taking 30 days. Now, it's not a single system. It's a, a network of systems were there. Okay, it took it. Now it started, give the data till 1st of May it started. That means the data was given from till 30th of April, right? 30th April. And it was continuously, it was training. And it completed. Now this model will have all the knowledge till 30th April. But what about this time? It skipped this data because it was in the process of training. Okay, during the process of training, it will not take new data. Whatever the data we provided till that time, it will do it. And after this model will be trained till 30th April. Now, if you ask any question in between this 1st of May to 1st of June, it was not able to answer it. It's not that it is not able to answer it. It will answer it, but based on his knowledge, it will give you an answer. That's it. So, to make it accurately working over here, we came up with something called as agentic AI. Now, what is this agentic AI goal is? It will continuously, proactively go and complete its goals. Like, for example, if suppose 1st of June, we started this one. Now, what the agent, that is agentic AI, will do is like, whatever is happening on the 1st of June, that data it will fetch and it will update. Okay. And 2nd of June, whatever is happening, it will fetch and it will update. So this will be happening on the regular basis. So now you may ask me, why can't we train this one again? No. Because again, training will take a very expensive process. They say that 4 to 8 million dollars it took for them to train one time. If they want to train this GPT model for one time, it took like 4 to 8 millions. Now, each and every time, if you are doing the same thing, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, because you will be losing a lot and lot of money over there. Okay, so that's the reason why what we will do it is we trigger the small agents which will do their task and update our LLM, large model. Okay, so our model is updated with latest information at the same time at a very less cost, because these are the small agents which autonomously it will work and it will be updated. That is what is called as agentic AI. Now, this agentic AI is pretty important concept, which is a subset of your generative AI. I can put it as it is a field of artificial intelligence, okay, and subset of generative AI, okay, in which the agents acts autonomously and proactive to perform some specific goals. Some specific. Okay. So this is the way it will be done. And it will be constantly updating the generative AI LLMs over the latest information. That is what it will be done with the agentic AI. And again, if you take it up, generative AI came into the existence again. Generative AI is, as I told you, is existing because of the transformers. Okay, there is a concept called as transformers. These transformers were already, actually they released it. The architecture was released in 2017. Okay, and there is something called as GPT was released in 2018. GPT, that is which is an LLM which is used to generate the things. We are Chat GPT, Gemini, all these things use that GPT. And first Chat GPT is 2022 they released. So you can take it as generative AI came into the existence in 2018. Now that is, and if you consider the Chat GPT as your generative AI application, now before that there was no applications. There were applications, but they were not so great. But once the Chat GPT came into the picture, everything got changed. So if you consider the Chat GPT as your starting point of generative AI, then you can say it as like 3 years it has been happened. And agentic AI came into the existence in just less than 1 year back. Okay, so this is all about your deep learning and generative AI and agentic. Now, if you look at next concept, that is life cycle. Life cycle of artificial intelligence. Okay. Again, there are some steps will be there. Now, everything on this earth is having its own life cycle. Right? Just take it. We humans have our own life cycle. We born, we will grow as a childhood, teenager, middle age, old age, and finish. The same way, artificial intelligence also has its own cycle. What is that cycle is? First, I will put it as life cycle of artificial intelligence. Now, when I'm saying artificial intelligence, guys, I know that I already discussed. Artificial intelligence is implemented with machine learning, deep learning, generative. So I'm referring to all of them. Okay. First is, as I told you many times, artificial intelligence is based on that data. Completely, it is based on the data. So we will first do the data collection. Okay. On what basis you are going to collect the data? You are going to collect the data based on the business requirement, that is a client requirement. I'll put it as business requirement, and you are going to collect the data over. Okay. Once you collect the data, then you are going to do the data exploration. That means you are going to go through the data and find out what part of the data is important to us and what part of the data is not important. Again, if you are generating the data on your own, you are creating the data, collecting the data on your own, okay? Or you are using the data which is already collected by someone else. It depends. If you are collecting the data on your own from the scratch, then you don't need to explore it. You already know what you wanted and you collected. But if you are taking the data from someone else who has already collected this data for his own purpose, and you are using that one for our project, then we have to do the exploration. You'll go through the data and you will see that what part of the data is important for our project and which part of the data is not important for our project. Okay. Then after that, we are going to do the data cleansing. What do you mean by data cleansing? Means it is cleaning of the data, that is by removing the errors from the data. There will be some errors in the data. That errors we are going to remove it and we will clean it. That is what is called as data cleansing. Okay. Now there is something called as, after this, data mining. So once you have done these steps, till here, your data will be in the pure form. Then you are going to do the mining. Mining in a sense, you will go deep down into the data and you are going to extract the meaningful patterns and insights from the data. You will understand the relationship between the internal components of the data. That is what happens with this. Now, once it is done, now your data is ready. Now you can take it as this is your data which is readily available for you. Okay. And after this, what you are going to do with this data? We are going to give this data to our model. This is my model. So first you have to create the model. So our next step is model building. I'm building the model. Now model, I told you, it is a program based on algorithm. Again, I'm going to show you over this demo. I'm going to show you how we will build the model. Okay. Now, next one is model training. You are going to train the model. You are going to give this data to the model over here. And what you are going to do, when you give this data to the model will learn from the data. Yeah, it will learn from the data. How it can learn? Because it is based on the algorithm, it can easily learn from the data. And here, model training, model testing, model, again, prediction and deployment. So model training is giving the data to the model. This is my, I will just keep it up over here. This is my data. This is my model. You are giving the data to the model. This process, we will call it as training. Now, model is trained with the data. Now you want to see that whether it is trained in a perfect way or not. Then what you are going to do? You are going to test it. Test the model by asking some questions. And then after testing, we will do the prediction. That is, you will take a real-time data and you will do some prediction. After that, you will be doing the deployment. Deployment means you are going to give it to the client. Now, this is what is called as life cycle of artificial intelligence. I just gave an overview, guys. We are going to go very deeply into this. That we will do it tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we will have the class. We will have like maybe 1.5 hour class or so. And we will try to complete all of it. And I will show you how to create the model. Once it is done with it, we will be jumping into the Python. Okay. That let's see if we will take it on Sunday. Sunday we will not take, we will take it on Monday. Okay. So tomorrow we will have the class, same time, and we are doing this life cycle of artificial intelligence. Okay, guys? Any questions, please? I'm stopping up the class right now. Any questions you have it?
So timing will be same, na? 4.
Tomorrow, yeah, it will be same.
Okay.
4 to 5:30 we will be having, and we will finish it off. Okay?
Okay.
Arjun, from Monday onwards, what will be the time? 5 o'clock, right?
Or not on Monday. Maybe on Tuesday we will be shifting it, because Monday will be last demo of ours, and from Tuesday we will be shifting it to, like, the link will be changed. The people who all are registered will be we will be starting the class at 5 o'clock. Who all get registered, they will be getting the new link, and from Tuesday we will be starting at 5 p.m. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Arjun, one more question in our topic. Natural language processing, which will be solved by RNN and LSTM, you said, right?
Yes, yes.
RNN, what is it, RNN? It's reinforcement kind of?
Oh, no. It is recurring neural network.
Oh, okay. What about LSTM?
Long short-term memory.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Okay. That is the ending point of your NLP, deep learning NLP. But the same thing we will be extending in our generative-AI. There are some drastic problems with that, like RNN and LSTM, that we are going to rectify using the transformers. And from the transformers, our large language models come into the picture. Okay.
Okay.
So you will teach all these models also?
Yes, I'm the one who is going to teach end to end.
Okay, thank you.
See, we will be doing it very, very detailedly. Everything right away in front of you. I will do the coding. Before coding, I will explain you the each and every small component also, so that when you are doing the coding, you should not have any doubt. So first we'll spend enough time in understanding the smallest coding components, and then we will jump into the coding, so that you will be very much perfect with it. If you want to tune something, you can do it. I'm saying, if you want to change some values or something, you can do it. That's how we will be going. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Any more? Okay, I'm taking it as no. I'm stopping the class over here. We will meet tomorrow at 4 p.m. and we will finish it off this life cycle, and then we will jump into the Python. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time. Thanks.
Thank you.